Hey everybody, this your girl TattooRika right here. So right now, I'm about to do a reaction to Scarlet Witch versus Zatanna death battle, my bad. And this was requested a while ago. Dang it, I forgot I had the name and I forgot it just like that. Whoever requested it, shouts out to you, like don't get mad. I think it was Chris Gamer, I think. I'm not sure. I'm gonna double check. But anyway, I haven't seen one of these in a long time. So let's get into this, cause y'all know I'm for a good death battle around this piece. So first, let me go ahead. I'm gonna skip that tag itty bitty part. All right, and let's go.
Mistress of Magic.
There are those who wield the mystic arts like gods to reshape
DC's Magic.
Let's go.
The Scarlet Witch, Marvel's Crimson Queen of Chaos.
Zatanna, DC's magnificent Mistress of Magic.
There are those who wield the mystic arts like gods to reshape creation to their whims.
And there are those who just like to put on a hell of a show. Either way, don't mess with them if you know what's good for you. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
I'm just gonna go with Scarlet Witch. That's Magneto Kid.
Though we may drift day by day in a world seemingly concrete and eternal, the fabric of reality is in fact more delicate than we might dare to wonder. Imagine every single iota of it, every star, galaxy, universe, all within the grasp of a single mortal woman, to control at her whim. Imagine the danger we're all in if you piss her off.
We don't have to, because her name is Wanda Mag.
Or if it's that time of the month, and then that she gonna be 10 times as mad because you decided to be stupid. I'm just saying, that's the girl you were supposed to be friend in school. Scarlet Witch is the girl you're supposed to be friend in school. You don't piss her off at all. Now I ain't for her bullying nobody, but I'm gonna be like, yo, like if you see her throwing this red ball of energy at you, common sense would told you to move, right? It's the same thing what Riley said. I saw piss coming and I moved. She saw piss coming and she stayed.
The Scarlet Witch. As a kid, she and her brother Pietro were poor Romani, who were lucky enough to be turned into superpowered freaks by the High Evolutionary.
Unable to control her apparently new magical abilities, it wasn't long before Wanda lost control and was branded a witch.
Until who would show up but the mutant master of magnetism himself, Magneto. Definitely giving off some big dad energy there.
So, to return Magneto's kindness, she and Pietro joined his Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. Great name there, Magneto. Solid branding.
And it wasn't long before she traded her supervillain creds for a membership with the Avengers, which might have been a bit too much for poor Wanda because she definitely drew the superpower short stick.
By waving her hands, Wanda could create small random events known as hexes, subtly altering the probability of any event happening.
That's a cool way of saying she could do like one magic-y thing per fight and then be totally useless. An energy blast here, some telekinesis there, a force field if she's feeling frisky. Not exactly the same oomph as, say, the God of Thunder or the Jolly Green Worldbreaker.
But something strange was happening. Over time, her hexes increased in breadth and power, as if there was more to Wanda's powers than met the eye.
Yes.
She learned to slow and stop time, drain and absorb energy, duplicate herself and others, teleport to different dimensions, and even strip others of their powers entirely.
It was almost as if there was more to Wanda than just being some random science experiment. Let's ask our resident expert on the deepest trenches of character history. Jocelyn, if you will.
In reality, Wanda's powers weren't entirely the result of the High Evolutionary, nor was she the mutant daughter of Magneto, as he's claimed. Her powers weren't just some simple hexes. She might as well have been a god. Until now, she had merely been dipping her toes into the vast ocean known as chaos magic. Though her powers may have seemed to be the byproduct of science, they were in reality the gift of the Lovecraftian
Wanda lost control and was branded a witch.
Until who would show up but the mutant?
Oh, I'm behind. Wait, when the fuck did that happen? Because I always thought that well, shit. I'm so mad. I was like, she's met him and Quicksilver. Twist. Oh, who they daddy? Oh, no, never mind. Oh shit. Never mind. Let me go back to this then. Hold on. Where's she at? Where the there go the chick. her.
Science, they were in reality the gift of the Lovecraftian elder god Cthon, who attempted to turn Wanda into his future vessel.
Reminds me of my summers by the sea with old Uncle Yogg-Sothoth.
In time, Wanda discovered she could alter the probability of anything she could think of, turning a mathematical impossibility into an absolute certainty, and vice versa. Wanda's powers kept growing and growing, turning her into a being strong enough to rival even the mightiest of gods. Like, literally, Wanda's chaos magic is counterpart to the Phoenix Force, the embodiment of cosmic order. You know, that fiery space chicken that can destroy the universe? Wanda fought it, and even briefly erased it from existence.
At her height, the Scarlet Witch achieved total control
over
over
powers. Hold on. Okay, so chaos magic, of course, astral projection. Matter manipulation. Various spells. Connection to the so why she? Because I ain't gonna lie on, and if any of y'all are old enough to remember X-Men Legends, The Rise of Apocalypse, because I have Scarlet as a playable character. So, but I don't know. Damn, I ain't played it in so long. I'm gonna have to get my PlayStation 2 and replay that, because my main team was like Storm, Wolverine, of course, Iceman, and fuck was it? And Juggernaut. That was my main
energy,
team.
the weather, the elements, your mind, your body, your soul, all of time, all of matter, and all of reality. She can wipe you from existence with a thought and rend the very fabric of the universe as though it were tissue paper.
She isn't even limited to chaos magic either. They might not have been what made her a god, but the High Evolutionary's experiments did make her more receptive to channeling magical energy. Oh, maybe that's why Mama Boomstick always warned me about redheads.
She's so receptive, in fact, that Wanda is the lone nexus being of the 616 reality, a focal point for the universe's magical energies, and one that belongs equally to all other timelines.
It's no wonder she was considered a candidate for Sorcerer Supreme. I mean, shit, why wasn't she? She might as well be a walking, talking Infinity Gauntlet.
Well, she may have the power of a god, but she's still stuck with a human's body that can be overpowered by physically stronger foes. Though, she also survived being shot with a black matter bullet capable of, and I quote, world-shattering energy. So there's that.
She does technically need to be able to think of a spell in order to get it to happen, so she could theoretically be blitzed, but she's also blocked Thor's galaxy-crossing hammer.
Damn it. Hold on, wait. Feats. Nexus of the universe. Match and erase the Phoenix Force. God damn. You got rid of the Phoenix Force. Top candidate for Sorcerer Supreme. Yes. She defeated Magneto. Red Onslaught. Dark Phoenix. Shinta. I can try to pronounce it. It's gonna be wrong. Unstuck herself in Quicksilver from time. Create a hole through a wall of the walls of casualties. Wolfheart magic throughout existence. Eliminate the mutant theme throughout the omniverse. Damn.
Kept up with dudes like X-Man, who can fight within plank time and even amp her own speed beyond the concept of speed herself.
Despite being far and away the mightiest among Earth's mightiest heroes, Wanda resented the pressure of her incredible power. She actually wanted a quiet life as a wife and a mother.
But because no one in comics is allowed to have a happily ever after, that life was taken from her by literal Satan. Not the last time he'd do this, too. Wanda snapped, and she took the multiverse with her.
By tapping into an inconceivable and unknowable pool of energy known as the Life Force, Wanda rewrote all of reality, creating a new universe where life was just how she wanted it.
No matter whose life she had to change, in this House of M, she had her family back, but at the cost of her sanity.
And it wasn't long before it all came crashing down around her. Once her family and friends discovered the lie of their new lives and turned against her, she uttered 3 fateful words and erased nearly all of mutant kind. No more mutants.
Wanda weaved her magic throughout all of existence, created cracks across reality which spread throughout the omniverse, and threatened to annihilate all of creation, the entirety of Marvel's infinite cosmology, everything that ever was.
Shit got dark, and while Wanda has worked to keep her powers in check since then, that threat is always there. But honestly, that sounds more like a problem.
Because think about it, and that's what I'm saying, when they say that she rivals the Phoenix power, just like when the moment Jean get overwhelmed and stuff like that. And Phoenix Phoenix was the one to destroy shit. So, but the fact that Wanda, she can rewrite the entire into history, make her own reality and all the on her own universe and all that type of stuff. That's some Lucifer-ish type of stuff. You also watch the show Lucifer, like you seen it, like. I didn't know Wanda was that powerful though. Like, I knew she was powerful, but then I'm so old school. I automatically just kept thinking like she's Magneto's daughter. Like that's just ingrained in my head. But I gotta wrap my head that she's not his daughter, and that she was actually created by a god. So what? Damn, she like it's like she like Kratos around here.
Problem for anyone who's stupid enough to get in her way.
Both a blessing and a curse, a help and a hex. Such is the true power of the Scarlet Witch.
But she just want to know. I feel bad for her. Oh. Zatanna.
This episode of Death Battle is sponsored by the Northmen.
Remind me why you need to be holding a god-slaying axe to watch a movie trailer.
Weapons of cosmic destruction center me, whiz. And this movie's gonna be so friggin' awesome. I need this is definitely my. And that was so cool.
Yeah.
Come one, come all, to see the magnificent Zatanna Zatara. For never was there a greater professor of prestidigital performance.
AKA magic! Except Zatanna's spells aren't just smoke and mirrors, they're the real deal, so you're really getting your money's worth.
She learned everything she knew from her father, Giovanni Zatara, who put his powers to good use as one of DC's very first superheroes.
No joke, he's the guy who taught Batman everything he knows about escape artistry. He debuted the same issue as Superman, and the young Zatanna was more than happy to serve as his assistant, learning everything he knew about the cutthroat world of entertainment. Oh, and cape shit too, but the former is way worse.
She inherited her father's incredible mystical abilities as well. Essentially, anything Zatanna thinks of, she can make real. And she focuses this absurdly powerful ability by speaking her desired effect backwards. Her father based this technique on the diaries of Leonardo da Vinci, who some theorize wrote backwards in order to hide his ideas from the repressive medieval Catholic Church.
Or because he was left-handed.
That's another theory, if you hate fun.
And Zatanna's apparently big-brained enough that she has no problem speaking backwards at the drop of a hat. Like when this one dude kept reversing time in the middle of her sentences, she started speaking in palindromes so that she'd still be speaking backwards no matter what. I mean, you know what they say, Wiz? Go hang a salami. I'm a lasagna hug.
With her magic, Zatanna has bent the laws of reality to her whims. She's transmuted matter on an atomic level, teleported across dimensions, commanded the elements, turned invisible, removed powers, cast illusions, read and controlled minds, traveled through and stopped time, and can even wipe people from existence with a single word.
It might not seem obvious from that hokey magic cast.
Power. I know she already like healing spells and shit like that, but astral projection. Damn, everybody can do astral projection around here. I ain't gonna lie, if I was a mutant, I would want Storm's powers. I wouldn't need much, and to be able to fly. And then like my boyfriend get mad, or my ex like pissing me off or something like that. Just hit a lightning bolt to his house. If it bursts into flames, it bursts into flames. But otherwise, his light bill gonna go sky high, and I would be happy. So I'm just saying. Transmutation, protective barriers, power removal. That's a good one too. So if there was, because if she could potentially, but I don't know if she would want to remove Scarlet Witch's powers from her, because then does it just take the powers from her, or does it take is it just it's taking Scarlet Witch's powers from her, but then putting it into Zatanna? Because if that's the case, I think that would be too much power for Zatanna, if you want me to be honest. That's just what I believe.
Also get up, but Zatanna is one of the most powerful sorcerers in DC.
That's
like the time she battled the Time Tailor Zor, an old enemy of the Spectre. You know, the angel of God's divine wrath.
In order to defeat an opponent of such unimaginable power,
Say she
Zatanna
an
focused her
opponent.
magical
Oh.
might into shattering the boundaries of reality. She reached
I
out
really need to
beyond
find
the
a comic
very
book store.
comic panels themselves and pulled Zor's entire magical universe down around him. She literally handled all of reality like it was a sheet of paper and crumpled it in her hands.
That might seem completely incomprehensibly impossible to us, but it's all a matter of belief. Literally. As long as Zatanna believes she can do something with her magic, she'll do it.
As she puts it, her magic is essentially asserting one reality, then replacing it with another. This is similar to other magical characters like Dr. Fate and Green Lantern, whose powers have been stated to work the exact same way.
But it's not like any rando can do magic by wishing on a star. Zatanna is genetically predisposed to this kind of magical reality warping. Her mom was in actuality a Homo Magi, a subrace of humans that are naturally adept at magic.
So it's no wonder that Zatanna became an invaluable member of both the Justice League of America and Justice League Dark. The Shadow the Hedgehog version, basically.
Zatanna harnessed an entire year's worth of sunlight into a single energy blast.
You had to disrespect Shadow like that. That's messed up. What?
Justice League of America and Justice League Dark. The Shadow the Hedgehog version, basically.
Zatanna
Leave Shadow alone. He ain't do you nothing.
harnessed an entire year's worth of sunlight into a single energy blast, created ruptures across all of space and time throughout the DC multiverse, and has even claimed she's as
She gotta
powerful
be-
as
she gotta be in the
Superman
next Injustice
himself.
game. She gotta be in
Pre-Crisis
the next
Superman,
Injustice
in
game.
case you were wondering. Her only limit is her imagination and will. In fact, her backward speaking is mostly a stagecraft tradition meant to boost her concentration.
In a pinch, she can cast a spell with a single thought, and I doubt anyone's winning a quick draw with her. She's matched superheroes like Martian Manhunter, who's scanned every mind on Earth in a blank instant. Or how about Dr. Fate, whose magic traveled across the universe at the completely immeasurable velocity of God?
Zatanna has fended off countless reality-shattering threats.
Cause yeah, they put this on here and I gotta read it. Held back blah, 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 of the void, the personification of the void, covered the moon in an ocean. Wait, what? Pull down the magical universe, rush of time, space across all the reality, beast our supernatural hunter, sans magic. With Massive somehow puts up with Constantine. Okay, yeah, she grade 81 and defeats Zora, Labo, Illyria, Giovanni, Zatanna. Okay, so this would be a good match. I think the last one of these I read to was like Zendale versus Black Canary. That may have been the only one. I'm not sure if I did any other ones. But I think that was what it was.
Like the Eldritch Upside Down Man, Primordial Darkness, that is evil incarnate, and the Void Beyond Creation, Pralaya.
This shadow goop lady ate all of DC Comics, all of creation, everything. Gods, demons, rabbits, and spandex, everything. And Zatanna's magic was strong enough to hold her back.
And then, after
they got their own
secretly
universe
implanting
right
Swamp
now.
Thing inside Pralaya, she weaved a spell within him to literally regrow all of reality back in seconds.
Zatanna tricked a being older than God and then blew her ass up from the inside with a whole new omniverse. Abracadabracadabra.
Such is the almighty power of Zatanna's will. Should it falter though, or should her focus be disrupted, it could all come crashing down like a house of cards. Belief is a fragile thing after all, and her powers were weakened for a time after she lost belief in herself.
And she's definitely got one big weak point. She's a huge daddy's girl.
Despite her amazing career, she has struggled within herself to live up to her father's legacy, especially after his heroic death.
And this MFer has died a lot of times. So Z's therapy can't be
She can
cheap,
do her own.
especially after dating John Constantine. Oh, I can just smell the lager and self-loathing from here. No, oh wait, that's me.
Questionable romance aside, Zatanna is a consummate professional raised on one singular principle. The show must go on, and she'll always finish strong with a standing ovation.
That's let's get into
This
it.
show is sponsored by BetterHelp Online Therapy.
Relationships are hard and confusing.
Yes,
a lot of
they are.
death battle.
All right, the combatants are set. We've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a death battle with magic.
Should have some chips for this battle.
Oh, thank you. And for my first trick, stand for it, get out of there.
They need to get this. I'm so cool. If they're not on the next Injustice game,
What
I'm
sort
gonna
of
be so
two-bit
pissed.
sorceress do you think you are? Two-bit? Perhaps this is? Perhaps I was being generous.
Do it like that.
Part of the show, folks. Start walking.
On the block.
I'd say this calls for an event.
I'm sorry. I know that
Do you know the difference between you and I? Well, I think the difference is representation. And I know a trick when I see one.
ooh, fighting words. Wait, who the hell is that? You about to pull all the way. She ain't about to pull no ring shit. The hand through. Wait. She ain't about to pull no ring shit with me. I'm not doing that. I'll turn this shit off.
Universes. You can't run forever. Now make like a magician and disappear.
Just go destroy the universes. Cause you look at my she's Phoenix Force this shit. Yeah, she won. Okay, I don't know.
Our slick snatches down here. No more.
Yeah, she won. Zatanna just lay down, girl. It's over. You put up a good fight. Just lay down.
The disappearing act was the first thing Dad
Ooh,
ever taught me.
dog.
And for my final trick, squish it rolls. No more witches.
I was wrong. It's over.
And that's our show, ladies and germs.
KO! Now that's a magic trick that's to die for.
Analyzing this matchup was like walking on a tightrope. It could fall either way at any point.
Because at the
I
end of the
thought she
day,
was done
both
after
these
that
ladies
last
could
one.
do
Zatanna-
basically
yep,
anything
okay,
with their
I
magic.
lost.
All they had to do
Zatanna
was
won.
think and shit would happen. They were totally even.
Yeah, see,
at
see,
her
that was
peak,
that ring shit
Wanda
that she
was
did.
able to
I
threaten
didn't-
the stability of all creation.
Okay, wait,
And that's a-
conclusion timeout. More documents showing the full power could counter most of Zatanna, similar in power and speed, a more exploitable weakness. Okay, yeah, you know what? Yeah, because Scarlet Witch, unfortunately, once she loses control. Her sanity is at stake. Her mental is off. She could counter most of Wanda. No downside to using full power. Superior training. Similar in power and speed. So that's why Zatanna will win. Okay.
Zatanna's best, she was able to hold back Prolaya, who could do the exact same thing. And despite some differences, the omniversal cosmologies of Marvel and DC Comics are roughly equivalent in size and scope. All that was left for us to look at was their weaknesses.
While both were as powerful as one another, Wanda needed to tap into the life force to reach that pinnacle, and doing so threatened her sanity.
Let's take a closer look at the events surrounding House of M, where Wanda's powers were at their maximum.
Despite admitting that she was way stronger, Doctor Strange managed to get the best of Wanda with a cool head and a spell that briefly knocked her out cold.
Because when
His wits against her mental instability were enough to turn the tide.
To be clear, this instability definitely wouldn't affect her power. She was still strong enough to create a completely new alternate reality and then erase it just as easily. What it would do is leave her open.
Also, take her No More Mutant spell. As insanely powerful as it was to affect the whole of Marvel's creation, it wasn't entirely successful. There was still a tiny portion of Earth's mutant population left unaffected, likely due to interference from Strange and Emma Frost.
Against Zatanna, who was just as strong and not losing her mind, she wouldn't be able to afford that kind of lapse, even for an instant.
On the other hand, Zatanna has managed to maintain her willpower fighting foes just as strong as the Scarlet Witch, so she didn't have the same kind of exploitable weakness.
And remember, she doesn't actually need to say her spells backwards.
It helps with her concentration, but all her spells come from her mental impulses, just like Wanda. She's consistently pulled off non-verbal spells in the past, even against beings as strong as Prolaya.
In the end, Z definitely had enough experience fighting smart and keeping on her toes to hang with Wanda long enough to get in a finishing blow.
Right.
While there were definitely versions of this battle that could have ended with Wanda victorious, Zatanna's cooler head and effortless magic allowed her to prevail.
I guess you could say Wanda never saw it coming, and Zatanna Maxim offed her.
The winner is Zatanna.
That was good.
Death Battle is back, and we've launched a brand new membership.
That was good. That was good. Because I ain't gonna lie, I really off rip, I really thought Scarlet Witch was probably going to end up winning it, but I didn't really count on the fact that as she totally forgot the fact that as she's going up to full power, she's gonna lose her sanity. Therefore, she's leaving herself open to be beaten by an opponent. Didn't think of that, but shouts out to Zatanna, girl. You won it. Hey, respect. Anyway, I hope you guys like this video. Let me know what you guys think. Who you thought was gonna win this for sure, and also, well, y'all probably already know. But if you haven't, this is gonna be your first time seeing this death battle. Let me know who you thought was gonna win. And I hope you guys like this video. You like, comment, share, subscribe. Also hit that notification bell so you know when I upload a video. And leave me any videos that you would like to see me react to in the comments. Love y'all, and I'm gonna see y'all for the next one. Later.